Coming live with another live. I'm gonna give some people time to get in the room, and then we're gonna get started. But we don't move like we used to, and they know it. They, meaning the narcissists, the karmic, children of the enemy, the ones who have been assigned to us to get us out of this life for their father, the devil. I'm gonna give people time to get in the room, and we're gonna get started. Thank you to Linda and Andrea for the contribution yesterday, and Alexandra as well. Thank you, Alexandra. We're gonna give people time to get in the room, and we're gonna get started. What's up, Bumba? We're gonna give a certain amount of people time to get in the room, and then we're gonna get started. But we're talking about chosen one content. The children of the Most High who have been under spiritual attack. Young Jock, what's going on? I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, the landlord's giving me till Saturday for me to. He said he's trying to help me with this current situation with the cancer and everything. Is this shirt on backwards? I have a habit of doing that now. But he's giving me till Saturday, so any contributions, guys, Cash App and PayPal. But I want to give a certain amount of people time to get in the room, Young Josh, before we start. But they know we move different now. They know that. And the narcissist has always been, they always thought they were smarter than the average Bill. When they're actually not that bright at all. But Lauren, what's going on? God bless you too. Oh, I hit my foot. And little bit is right here. Come in, bump. You gotta say hey to Lauren and Job. My little baby. Spoil rotten. But we're gonna give people time to get in the room, and we're gonna get started. But thank you to Laura, Linda, and Andrea and Alexandra for the contributions to the channel. Yeah, but the landlord's gonna give me till Saturday to pay up as much as I can. He's trying to give me some time so that he doesn't have to put me and the puppies out on the street, which is good. Which is really good news. So I actually don't have to stress that much tonight. But any contributions is in the description, guys. Cash App and PayPal. We got enough people. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Then y'all came here kind of quick. We don't move the same. And see, the narcissists has always thought they were a little bit smarter than the average Bill. But they hate to find out that they're not that bright at all. No, they're not. And it pisses them off because when they look at you, you are a reminder that they don't know everything. They are so hell-bent on trying to be God in people's lives. But they don't even realize that they're not even mouse droppings. But you know, they say ignorance is bliss. So I guess the more simple you are, they don't think about spiritual matters because they're carnal, karmic people. They do karmic shit. They get karmic results. You play stupid games, you win stupid ass prizes. And they starting to realize that they don't know everything. So congratulations, Chosen Ones. You giving somebody class 101 and you don't know nothing about nothing. There was a movie called Freeway with Reese Witherspoon before she became successful. It's a movie called Freeway, and her mother was in leg braces or something, and she was a prostitute, and Reese Witherspoon was her daughter. And she was like, "Mama, you shouldn't be out here doing this." She was like, "Oh, shut up, you don't know nothing about nothing." That's the way it is with the narcissist. See, because we don't move the same. See, because once we figured out the way the narcissists move, they all do the same shit. They all do the same shit. They are not original thinkers. You know how we change up the way we deal with people? What we will and won't tolerate? Who we allow in our social circle? We quick to put a motherfucker like, look, I'm not dealing with this. So this is the last time we gonna hang out. We're not rolling together no more. The narcissists don't understand that because for one, they don't want to turn anybody away because they care more about people than the Most High. Secondly, they don't change their ways. They never change their ways. That's why all of them do the same shit. That's why. They don't grow, they don't evolve, they don't get better. You do, which is why they wanted to attach themselves to you. Because with you, the possibilities are endless. With them, they ain't going nowhere. The damn light is right in my eyeball. They ain't going nowhere, and they going nowhere fast. Yeah, they only get worse. See, if they sinking at an astronomical rate because of the bullshit that they doing and the bullshit they causing in people's lives, they're sinking. But if they meet somebody like you and they can find some way to attach themselves to you, you're constantly going up. It limits how far they will fall. You see what I'm saying? If you constantly going up and they constantly going down, if they can latch themselves, Mario, what's going on? Killback, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Vico, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Mel, I want to give a shout out, Blinded by the Truth. Appreciate you for being here. And thank you for the contribution. If you constantly going up, right? You getting better with each passing day. You learning new ways of dealing with people. You're evolving. You don't stay the same because with more knowledge comes more power. If you know better, you do better. They can have all the knowledge in the world and still do the same dumb shit because they're on a program. They don't have free will no more because the Most High gives free will. The devil wants you to be a slave to him. That's why they wanted to recruit us. But we would not be slaves for anybody. And you would think, from the family I came from, a black family, they would see the glaring discrepancy between being a slave for the enemy and being a slave in America. But like I said, they don't think. They're not smart. They think they're so smart. They're so smart till they're stupid. RJ, what's going on? Good to see you. They think they're smart. That's why people like that, my family and people in my neck of the woods, everybody's neck of the woods is different, I understand that. Niggas eating rap snacks. Sounds like Scooby snacks to me. They still ain't learning shit. Well, it's a black-owned company. And how many of them niggas is actually helping the hood? Just because it's black-owned don't mean them black people rocking with you. Look at Oprah. Oprah does the bidding of the Jewish white man in Hollywood. That's why she go after her own black people. And they got John Legend with his plastic face now to do the same thing. But because they black, you don't realize that that could be an Oreo. That's a black man, but he's just as white on the inside. So you helping a cause that does not benefit your own kind. That's the way the narcissist thinks. You can't fix that. That's a programming issue. You ever played one of those games, those computer games where the character keeps walking into the wall over and over and over again? It's glitchy as fuck. That's them. Guys, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps YouTube, the nerds at YouTube, recommend the video to places where it will get a lot of views. So that I appreciate. And if you're not a member, when you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll notify you when content comes available. And if the Most High moves you, and you can, and are willing to listen, if he talks to you. Dark Web, what's going on? I appreciate you. If you want to contribute, down in the description, Cash App and PayPal are the best ways down below. Cash App, $ Anthony Young, 1978. PayPal is at Intuitive Anthony, 1978. There's a GoFundMe down there that you can share on your social media. It's to help with the stage 4 cancer I'm fighting with the chemo. It is terminal cancer, so I will pass away. But if I keep doing the chemo and keep breaking up the cancer, it allows me more time on this earth to get the Most High's message out. So if you can contribute any of those ways is possible, but you can hit a thumbs up on the video as well. See, the narcissist thinks they own and control you because they have a need for power. It's a bloodlust because they are of their father, the devil. Remember how the devil set Jesus up, Yeshua, Yahushua, to be murdered? They're murderers too. They are of their father, the devil. So do not put anything past them. They are the lowest form of human life. and they will do anything, and I mean anything. So the best thing you can do is protect yourself from these kind of people and the people they hang out with, because birds of a feather flock together. If the narcissist ain't shit, 9 times out of 10, you can bet the people they hanging out with know that they ain't shit, and they ain't shit neither. Birds of a feather flock together. Just some words of wisdom. People apply it in their life how they see fit. The narcissists won't apply it because they think they don't learn, they don't evolve, they don't grow. We all know that. They're stuck on stupid. They forever will be stuck on stupid. That's why they decided to team up with their enemy, a known fucking loser. So he lost his battle in heaven. He cannot overthrow his creator. So you team up with him, which makes you an automatic loser. Where's the sense in that? Yeah, Thermal, they stuck on stupid. And Pixel, good, thank you for being here. So the way we move now, they can't wrap their brain around it. And they shouldn't be able to. Because like I said, with more knowledge, we do better. We grow, we evolve. They don't do none of that. They still on the same stupid ass, dumb ass program, still working with the mice-ridden logic they had when they signed up with the enemy. They ain't smart. Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah. You gotta watch out for trolls. He came in and said something stupid and got booted out. I know that's right, Blind About It too. Toss them cornholes. What a loser. Anyway, people like that, they're a waste of flesh. The Most High, Yeshua, sacrificed his life, not for people like that. They gonna go the way all trash goes. It will be thrown into the fire and incinerated. But see, this is where Chosen Ones we had to learn. All human life don't have value. Everybody ain't out there for the benefit of the greater mankind. You could have nothing to your name but be a good person, still give out good, still plant good seeds, and be very, very valuable. These people are here probably got a lot of success because Satan takes care of his own, and are completely dog shit. I don't care how much money you got, it's not going to take that smell of shit away from you. They can dress it up with imposters, perfumes, and all kinds of stuff. And that's why they pretend to be somebody who they're not. Because if people knew the real them, they wouldn't go near them at all. So they have to put on a fake face, future faking and all this stuff. Because if people really knew what a pile of dog shit they were, I don't care how much money they got, they would be hissed at. They would be repelled. They would be like Voldemort. Nobody wants that around them. But what they do is they try to hide the wicked, evil nature of themselves. They only show it to the other narcissists who are committed and brothers in arms and burning in hell together. They can have that. But the chosen ones, our community is growing fast and strong, because remember, before we knew we were chosen, it was a bunch of them against one of us. The numbers done changed now. Things done damn changed. Things done changed. And they was expecting us to just cower back and let them do what they want to do. Fuck that. No. The same, I ain't scared of no man that breathes the same air as me. The same way they can do what they do, I can do what I do too. And since I know how to evolve and grow, they play that game if they want to. They play that game if they want to. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. The same way they do what they do. I don't want to say too much, but trust me, if it ever got to that point, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do, because time gives you a clear perspective on how to deal with people. And if they want to play that game, they can play that game. They can play that game all day, but it ain't going to go the way they think it is. Blind About the Truth, go ahead and get rid of Douglas, because I ain't doing nothing by no Trump. Get that out of here. I don't got time for that foolishness. I don't got time for that. You can go ahead and get rid of him. That's worldly shit. Those are NPCs. They in the Matrix. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yuck. Anyway, guys, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not a member, hit subscribe, but make sure you hit the bell. Because when you hit that bell, It will notify you when content comes available and we go live like this. Or when any video is dropped, something that might interest you, it'll let you know so that you can catch it when it comes off the press. Hit the thumbs up, guys. It's free. It don't cost nothing, and it helps YouTube know that this video can be recommended to others. And if you can contribute in the Most High moves you, in the description, Cash App and PayPal are the most efficient ways. Cash App, $ Anthony Young, 1978. PayPal is at Intuitive Anthony, 1978. And there's a GoFundMe down there. I'm fighting stage 4 cancer, terminal cancer. And worrying about the rent situation has kind of put me in a back seat with the cancer, because I don't even know if I should be going and getting chemo, because when I get home, I may not have a place to lay my head. But the GoFundMe will have people that can contribute and help to alleviate some of these problems. So share it on your Facebook, social media, Snapchat, TikTok, wherever you do a lot of your social media. Please share the link. See, they think that you're going to let them back in your life. Because, see, the narcissists don't learn. So they don't think nobody learns, because they stuck on stupid. They think they own you. They think they control you. And when you show them bitches that sugar is sweet, they wonder where that come from. Eventually, good people get tired of being played around with. And if you piss a person off bad enough, you better beware. You better beware. Because that person can come and bring the smoke, or tell everybody about how when people go to your house, they die. You may have to exhume some bodies, but I guarantee you there's a thread that connects all of them, because everybody don't go to one house to die. See, they don't realize this shit. And what they do so much evil. They never know where their judgment coming from. It could be somebody they did wrong at the bus stop 20 years ago that coming back to collect on that ass. So there's no shortage of people out there that want blood. Now the narcissist got to figure out which one of them motherfuckers coming back to get it. And they better hope it's one of them people before it's that demon that hired them to come after the chosen one, because they didn't get that shit done either. Like I said, everything they touch, they fucking lose. In life, people who is in their life realize they're evil, they leave. They lose everything. Fucking losers. From the day they decided to go with the enemy, they became a fucking loser. That's why it's so important that you protect yourself. With you, the possibilities are endless. Man, tomorrow your shit could come in. You could be on a yacht, making $1 million moves, signing contracts, setting up meetings later that week. Next week, they could be sitting in a hole in the ground. Or next week, they could get killed outside of the grocery store for something they did 20 years ago. Ain't nothing coming for them but judgment. After everything we've been through, tomorrow could be our big breakthrough. And they don't like that. But that sounds like that's a tough titty, and that sounds like that's a tough pill for them to swallow. It sounds like you shouldn't have backed the wrong horse. You went and sided with a loser, which makes you a loser. And they don't seem to understand that logic. But you can't fix that. Everybody ain't wrapped too tight. But they thought we was the slow ones, right? Yeah, we was the slow ones. Don't look that way, do it. But from their warped vision, they see it that way. They're like an old house. If you've ever seen that Tom Hanks movie, The Money Pit, they bought a house, him and his wife bought a house, and they was trying to renovate it and make it nice. And every time they did something in the house was fighting back against them. That's the way it is. You go in their house, the narcissist, you flush the toilet and the lights go off. They not wired correctly. And you cannot make a person who has no morals grow morals. You can't. If a person has no conscience, they do not have a can differentiate between right and wrong. They can't differentiate between the two. You can't make them understand right and wrong. The only thing you can do is hurt your chances and possibilities for the future by hanging out with somebody who will turn on you at a drop of a dime. But be grateful that you know what they are now, because now you can give them their papers and send them on their merry fucking way. Pardon the language. You can send them on their merry way and not waste no more time with that. Oh, but they're going to keep coming back because they think you're going to let them back in. Because they don't learn, they assume you don't learn. Because they're a liar, they assume you're a liar. I've never lied about who. I'm sorry, y'all, it was a glitch. They so stuck on their wicked programming that they think that you're going to let them back into your life. Like there's not 8 billion people on this planet and all of them in a pile of dog shit like they are. They think you need them. No, see, they need other people to feel validated. Well, Daniel, this is called getting God's people ready. You can't focus on God coming back if you ain't working for his kingdom. All you doing is sitting there and reaping the benefits. Where's your work? Where's your effort? Faith without works is dead. Bye-bye. Time for you to go. Them sleepy Christians, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Faith without works is dead. See, you got some that sit around, they don't play either side. They sit in the middle. Those are called lukewarm Christians. You neither hot nor cold, so I'm gonna spit you out my mouth. That's what we're dealing with. That right there. You worried about God coming back, but you have done nothing to prove yourself worthy of his kingdom. So where you think you're gonna go? They don't understand that because they're not spiritually minded. That's not a chosen one. That's not a chosen one. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That whatever works for them, works for them, works for them. But don't bring your viewpoint and try to invade on someone else's space. Stay in a place with all the other lukewarm Christians and y'all can all hold hands, smile, and listen to Joel Osteen talk about everything but the Bible. That's fine. If that works for you, but don't bring that bullshit over here. Don't bring that over here. Some of us chosen ones are being murdered by our families or trying to be murdered by our families. Or trying to be murdered by our families. We out here fighting for goodness to reign on this earth. They ain't going up against no evil. They ain't going up against no evil. They just sitting there holding hands and swaying to the music. This is a war down here. There's a spiritual war down here. But they don't get that because they in cotton candy, they in Candyland or something like that. They're in Candyland. And they can have that. Just keep that over there. What we're doing over here is different. I'm not going over there telling them to stop holding hands and pick up a sword. I'm not doing that. So then stay where you at, stay where you comfortable at, but don't bring that shit over here. Because they don't understand that some of us are dying. Some of us are getting murdered. The girl in Mexico got murdered. And her friends did it and went back and told her parents that she decided to stay in Mexico until they found the footage of them killing the girl, stomping her to death. You see what I'm saying? Esposito, I see that. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. There are literally those who are on the battlefield getting murdered, and those cotton candy hand-holding kumbayas ain't getting it. It ain't getting it. It's not getting it. Thank you, Linda. What's going on? Good to see you. But they thinking, the narcissist is thinking you're going to let them back in your life. Because they don't learn, they don't evolve. They thinking like, once you realize somebody has no heart, they have no moral conscience, they're governed by wickedness. And we are spiritual people. Even if we don't go to church every day, we are spiritual people. We live and move by the words of that Bible. That's how I know when cotton candy Christians come in, when itchy ear Christians come in, oh, you're cursing. You can't even see what's on display in the store because you're too busy trying to find a problem with the glass in the window. Get out of here with that. You may not like the wrapping paper that the present came in, but you're not playing with the damn wrapping paper. You're playing with the toy that's inside. And see, the world has gotten people thinking this way. Well, what about Donald Trump? Well, if you're a worldly person, that means you are worshiping the creation, not the creator. So apples ain't got nothing to do with oranges. And you can pretty much, the stronger you get in your chosen one, faith and anointing, you start to see how people move. You see that shit so clearly. You see it so clearly. See, because the narcissist thinks that everybody's wicked and weak like them. Kimberly, what's going on? My baby, she passed out over here. Look at her. All right. The other one's over there with her face in the bowl eating. Sabbai, they say hey. Kimberly says hey. But she got a mouthful of food right now. See, they think that everybody's wicked and weak like them. But before I continue, guys, if you're not a member, please hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. It'll notify you when content comes available. Hit the thumbs up, guys. If you'll hit that thumbs up, it's free. It will send it up in the algorithm and let YouTube know that it's a good video, and they'll recommend it to others so that the Most High's word get out there. And if the Most High moves you and you feel like being a blessing and you can afford it, I don't want anybody to put themselves out, please contribute to the channel. In the description down below, Cash App and PayPal are the best ways. Cash App is $ Anthony Young 1978. PayPal is @IntuitiveAnthony 1978. Ev McKeon, good to see you. The landlord is going to work with me so I can give him as much as I can. That way me and the puppies can at least be here until Saturday. Which is a blessing because now I can cook and I don't have to worry about rent. I still got to pay it, but it's not like every day, every 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Still got to pay it, but it takes a lot of the pressure off. So if you can contribute, Cash App and PayPal are the best ways. And there's a GoFundMe down below. I'm fighting stage 4 cancer. If you could share that on your social media, just post it wherever you do your social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and people could contribute. It helps me be able to focus on the chemo and coming home and recovering after that chemo, and not going to chemo and coming home and worrying about being put out on the streets while sick with chemo. But let's keep going. See, the narcissist thinks everybody's wicked and weak like them. That's why they don't feel bad about the shit they do, because they figure everybody's like this. But everybody did not give their soul to a carnal world. I'm not giving my soul up to a creation. I give my soul to the Creator, because if whatever happens to me in this life, He can raise me and make me incorruptible. These narcissists immediately chose a losing side, and then they want to get mad at us because they chose the losing side. How does that make sense? How does that work? How does that work out? You chose to go with a defeated foe. Satan in all his infinite stupidity and arrogance and ego goes against his own creator, gets thrown out of heaven. The place that I have, Charles, the place that's up is $950 a month, which will be well under my disability limit. My doctor's office was supposed to get me into the place so that on the 3rd, when my disability check came, I could already be moved in, and then they would just take my disability check, pay the whole month, and give me what was left. But the doctor's office keep playing around. They're playing around with somebody with stage 4 cancer. She was supposed to take the documents in Friday. I went up to the office, signed my part. She said she was going down there. She'd come back with the paperwork so it could go in front of the committee on Wednesday. I ain't heard from her since Friday. I get an email last night saying that she still ain't got the documents back. Can I find out what's going on? I signed those documents. I was ready to go down there with you on Friday. You said you was going to handle it. Now it's a problem. So what they're doing is they're intentionally playing the okie doke. And it's a whole bunch of women in this office, but they're playing this game and they think it's cute because I can hear some of them in the background talking and giggling and shit. But that's between them and their God. Like I said, in the healthcare profession, you got some people who like being around suffering. And they do everything in their power to enjoy and relish off of somebody else's pain. And that's what I'm finding out now. Because of the chosen one thing, because I'm fighting with cancer, they're taking every opportunity to make this as difficult as possible. They say they're going to turn in some paperwork, they don't turn it in. I go down there so we can get it done. Oh no, I'm going to take care of it. Then the following week, when you're supposed to be in front of the committee, you go text me after the fact and tell me there's a problem. It wasn't supposed to be no problem because I tried to handle that with you last week. But they did this on purpose, and they intentionally told me after the committee met because they wanted to cause more stress. But I am too blessed to be stressed. I'm not going to let the enemy and his children have their way with it. Not if I have anything to do with it. But see, this is what I mean. You got people who are in the healthcare profession who are supposed to be respected and honored because they're helping people. But some people, like Nurse Ratchet, like to be in the healthcare profession because they like to be around suffering. Because they are of their father, the devil. Isn't the devil going to help torture people in hell too? Ain't he going to be down there with them, torturing them, as well as being tortured himself? Everybody who wears white ain't an angel. That's a real thing. That's a real talk right there. But we're going to keep on going. I'm going to lean to the light of the Most High. I'm not going to let any of this bother me. If people contribute, they do. It's a blessing. But if not, they don't either. You know what I'm saying? That's their choice. And them people at the doctor's office who love to play with somebody who's terminally ill like this, that's between them and their God, or the lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's another bill saying I don't have enough to cover. Whatever. Anyway. They always self-destruct. The narcissists always self-destruct. Everything in their life goes poo-poo and caca because of the choices and the decisions they made. They do not get blessed by the Most High. You cannot plant wicked seeds and get a good tree. That's why you notice that people who are narcissists and have kids, all their kids fucked up, all of them messed up, all of them rotten, because you can't get good fruit from a bad tree. Trixie on Players Club, even though that movie was hilarious. Talking about you ain't shit and your babies ain't gonna be shit. And that was a pretty harsh thing to say at that time. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, a lot of them in Section 8 in housing, they got 9 babies and nary man, because every man saw something wrong and left. Now you got 9 mouths to feed. And if you ain't shit, you got 9 motherfuckers out there rolling around, little motherfuckers that's gonna become big motherfuckers that ain't gonna be about shit either. Because they learn bad morals from a bad person. But every now and then, the Most High sends a chosen one into that lineage. That's what we talk about right here. One that came to break the curse. That's why they're your enemy. Because they know that throne they're sitting on is about to be snatched from underneath them. That crown on their head is about to be ripped off. Because that way ain't working. And the Most High promised a redeemer. Yeshua HaMashiach is the redeemer of all mankind. But some of us were sent in to break bad traditions so that the family might have a chance at everlasting life. But the narcissist is the epitome of evil. They came to make sure that the status quo stays the same. That's why they hated you with such a blood passion from the very first day. Because they know you here to dethrone them. And they think that they can stop you. But like I said, everything they touch turns to shit. They're self-destructive. So left to their own resources, they got nowhere to go but down. Because they already chose Satan. And wasn't he cast down? So everything in their life is going to always go down. It's nobody's fault but theirs. They the one who chose the loser. So they losers too. So that's why it's important for us to be aware of who we have around us. Because they would love nothing more than to get their hands on a winner. To get their hands on that light you possess. That's why they think they own you. But because we don't move the same no more, they can't play that shit with us. Oh, they can try. But the same way we speaking up now and all of us are coming together and building a community. There is a lot of people out there that their narcissist has burned. And they don't know where that judgment coming from. Because they've been doing this their whole life long. To spend your whole life doing this incredible wicked, and then to get your ass handed to you by somebody you did wrong 20 years ago, and it could have been at the bus stop. That's why they are always so untrusting, because they don't know where that karmic ass whipping is coming from. And they should be worried. But we will not spend our lives looking over our shoulder. The only thing we got to be on the lookout for is the next blessing from the Most High. They got to be looking out for the judgment that's coming for them. Because they know it's coming, they just don't know where it's coming from. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Sends it up in the algorithm. Don't cost nothing. It helps YouTube know that they're good video, and they can recommend it on other people's feeds so that the Most High's word can get out there. And if you can contribute, you don't have to, but if the Most High moves you and you can answer the call, in the description, Cash App and PayPal. Most efficient ways. Cash App, $ Anthony Young, 1978. PayPal is at Intuitive Anthony, 1978. Whether during the live or after the live, it's greatly appreciated. And the GoFundMe that you can share on your social media. This is another thing me and a friend of mine was talking about. Staying away from relationships. As a chosen one, now that we know who we are, and we know what power we possess, and we know what potential we have, it is in our best interest, well, it's in my best interest, everybody speaks for their own, to really look at people who's trying to come into your life very, very carefully. I mean with a fine-tooth comb. Because the fact that you know who you are, means that hell is going to send every evil, wicked person towards you. But people that's so eager to be your friend and you don't know them from a can of paint, watch them very, very carefully. Because the enemy knows he can't use the narcissists or the flying monkeys because you hip to the game. You know exactly what they're doing. But that doesn't stop him from using people that you do not know or have never met before to accomplish the same goal. That's why for me personally, I don't want no new friends. I'm good. As long as I got a roof over my head, food in my stomach, and my 2 puppies, I ain't got to worry about them lying on me. Now, other people may need that, but chosen ones are strongest because we are independent. Introverts, we don't need to be around a bunch of people because we feel energies. And we can sit in a room full of people and tell that girl don't like that girl and this person over here plotting on that one, and that doesn't become fun for us. No, your works do not get you into heaven. Your works do not get you into heaven. But faith without works is dead. Just sitting around talking and kumbaya while people are down here dying for one side or the other, that's lukewarm. I know your works won't get you into heaven, but it will show that you actually care and not just sitting out watching it play out. Because lukewarm Christians play the middle where they don't choose either side. And like the Bible says, you're neither hot nor cold. I will spit you out of my mouth. Bye. I ain't got time for that. They try to twist scriptures. Those are religious narcissists. They try to twist scriptures to justify them not standing up for the kingdom. And they really think that that platitude, that emptiness is going to get them into heaven. Well, your works don't get you into heaven. No, they do not. But faith without works is dead. You can say you believe all day. You can say you believe all day. But if you ain't doing nothing to show show the enemy that you are against him and his wickedness, you might as well be with him. Thank you, AG. This is what it comes down to, guys. This is what it comes down to. So be mindful of this, because the enemy he can't send the narcissist back in. He can't send the flying monkeys back in, because you know the narcissists and you know the trolls and the goblins and those kind of low vibrational people that they hang out with. So I don't rock with the narcissist. And now this person wants to say, hey, nah, keep that energy over there. No, we ain't got nothing to talk about. And the fact that you hang out with this repulsive piece of trash, nah, you can't even begin to get in my world. And that's how we move differently now. We don't see us being nice and making everybody feel good and people pleasing as helping them. Sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. Sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. And there's worse things in the world than hurt feelings. There are people dying out there every day. Yeah, and then they want to act like you flipped out on them. But what they're doing is trying to get a reaction, and then when you flip out, and you have every right to flip out. What's going on, Llewellyn? I hope you're doing good. I ain't seen you in a while. I thought about you. I've been thinking about you. I'm glad to see you here. What they do is they know what pisses you off. The narcissist knows what pisses you off. So what they do is they continuously trying to get a reaction out of you. And when they finally push it a step too far and you kirk out on them and go Kirk Franklin or Kirk Cameron on them, then they want to act like, oh my God, I'm under attack. Yeah, he's so crazy. But they doing this shit on purpose because you know they're liars. They're liars. Their father, there was no truth in him, so there's no truth in them. They want to switch the roles and make it look like you're attacking them. Pause, what's going on? I'm glad you're here. They want to make it look like they're the victim or the hero. But that one character that they're not discussing is the one they are all the time, which is the villain. But once you, as a chosen one, become okay with being a villain, that takes a lot of pressure off of you. You know that, right? Once you make your peace with some people ain't gonna like you, 2 tears in a bucket, everything becomes a lot more easier. Now you can say what you need to say and you don't give a damn who gets upset. It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You get up, you get up, you process what you need to process, and you move on. See, that's the thing about us. That's why a lot of narcissists don't like us, because we stand on the side of truth. And the truth is not always pleasant, but it is badly needed. So don't ever think that the truth that you carry, the narcissists don't want to hear it. They just want you to use that truth and knowledge to save them from the bullshit they created for themselves. You see how that works? If they focused on the truth of the situation, they could solve their problems without needing you. But since they are allergic to the fucking truth, they would have you come in, fix their life for them, but don't talk to them about what they did wrong because they don't want to hear it. They just want to use you for what you can do. And that's when you need to tell them to kick rocks. Kick their raggedy ass onto wherever they need to go, just out of your presence, and not give them any more of your time. Not give them any more of your time. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we move different. And that shit befuddles them. Like, they are baffled. People pleasing is a hindrance. And a lot of us, and I'm not gonna lie, I was that way at one time. Because I was trying to help everybody. But sometimes helping people means telling them the unabashed truth. Pulling that mask off and saying, look, this is what you really look like. And if you want to be able to look in the mirror and see that instead of having to put this mask on, this is what you need to deal with. They don't want the truth. They just want you to come in and fix the shit they destroyed. But once you stop doing that, now that life and all them lies that they have been using is going to consume their ass. Because they don't got nobody like you to come and make it all better. So they realize that once you leave, that light leaves with you. It ain't nothing but dark days for them. And there's not many chosen ones in any given area. So to find a real one is going to be damn near impossible for them, especially when everything they do in life is always going to take them downhill. That's why they hoping and praying in that wicked little mind of theirs is that you're going to come back to them. But sorry, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because you can't make somebody grow a conscience. They either have it or they don't. And when they teamed up with the enemy, he took that shit away from them. And another thing that y'all, this is going to be interesting for y'all to know. You ever seen the movie The Ring? Where when the person died, their face was like contorted? That's because that person was under the influence of the devil. So you know why the devil locks their face like that? So they can't scream out for help from the Most High. So they can't be forgiven. That's why they can't accept fault or shame. It's built into their makeup. I ain't do nothing wrong. Well, if you ain't do nothing wrong, then you don't need forgiveness, which means you can't get into heaven. What is Zah? old men, but I don't know what that is, but that sounds a little derogatory, so bad. Anyway, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. If you don't never do nothing wrong, and you always right, on your deathbed, you ain't gonna ask for help from the Most High. You ain't gonna ask for forgiveness because you perfect, right? Which means there's a fail-safe built into your makeup when you decided to side with a demon. Which means you are bit for hell. Even on your deathbed, you're too stubborn and stupid to realize that you need someone to save you. This is why they are going where they're going. And misery loves company. So they want to drag as many down with them as possible. But like we got to tell them, chosen ones, it will not be us. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, guys. If you're not a member, hit the subscribe button and then hit that bell. That bell will notify you when videos come up or shorts are released, or anytime there's an event or something going on with that channel. That way you can be there when it first comes out. You know what I mean? That way you can get all the latest releases from that person. And guys, hit the thumbs up in the video. It doesn't cost anything. It just lets YouTube know that it's okay for them to recommend it to other channels. You see what I'm saying? Put it on other channels so other people can get something from it. I hope you guys are getting something out of this too. And if you can contribute and the Most High moves you, in the description, Cash App and PayPal are the most efficient ways. Cash App, $ Anthony Young 1978. PayPal is at Intuitive Anthony 1978. Whether during the live or after. And there's a GoFundMe which you can share on your social media. It's to help with the stage 4 cancer that I'm fighting. And all of that goes to help. It makes things a little easier while I'm doing chemo and fighting terminal cancer. I got one or two more topics. Oh, I got a few more topics. If y'all got the time, I got the time. So just let me know. Because I'm at 47 minutes. I don't want to hold you guys up. But I'm going to keep going. See, this is what they do. The narcissist, the enemy will send people into your life. They'll be very, very engaging and interesting, but they can only keep that up for so long. Then all of a sudden they're going to say something that comes across a little hateful, a little rude, a little disrespectful. And normally we would, okay, you know, it was a bad moment. That's not who they are. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, Evan. You know, when you see somebody and you meet someone and they nice and you get to know this person and then they say something hateful or disgusting, or they come at you like you supposed to answer to them, hurry up or something like this, and you look at them and back in the day we would let that roll off and say, you know, everybody has a bad moment. Now they can't hold that mask on their face too long. It kills them to try to be a decent human being. You know that, right? That's why the mask falls. It makes them sick to their stomach to be a normal, good, God-fearing person. So every now and then when they say something hateful or something ugly, or they catch an attitude out of nowhere, that's their true nature. That's their true nature. They just let the mask slip. But unlike these other sleepy people out here, or these sleepy Christians, you see it. That's your intuition. That's your discernment. Discernment. I hate it when those tarot card readers, discernment. It's not discernment, it's discern. C-E-R-N. I cannot stand that. If you're gonna use a word, please use it correctly. But that's a side point. That's just something about me. That's just one of my pet peeves. But when you see that other side of them slip out, know in your intuition and in your knowledge of the Most High and who you are to the Most High, that's their true face. It's a lot of work. It's very hard for them to pretend to be a good person. Give me 1 second. Thank you. No problem. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, George. He just, he gave me a cigarette because I didn't have one. I mean, hell, I got throat cancer, liver cancer, and bone cancer. My lungs ain't the problem. So before y'all get on me, I'm doing the best I can do. But, yeah, I asked him for that last night, and he brought it today. You see what I'm saying? But when you with somebody and you just getting to know them, and they all of a sudden come out of left field with something, trust your gut. You seeing it because it needs to be seen, because that's their true face. Them pretending and engaging with you, that's the mask. That's the mask. But with your discernment and your intuitiveness and what you know about being a chosen one in the Most High and how important you are to your mission here on this earth, now you see it for what it is. There's no sugarcoating. See, the problem with the narcissists is they can't even be honest with themselves. So how in the hell are we supposed to expect them to be honest with us? And if they can lie to themselves, that means they got no problem with lying to you. And I'm sorry, I don't hang around liars. Because if you lie, you steal. And it's amazing. I had a family member who used to say that, and the bitch is a narcissist. Oh, but they love to say stuff like that. That's projection. They're projecting their terrible characteristics onto everybody else. But if they say it this way, what if you were African? You could still be chosen as well. You could still be chosen as well. God has his hidden ones all over the place. God has his hidden ones everywhere. And there's usually one in every family line. That's why usually the chosen one is the black sheep. Because the narcissist has made sure that everybody in the family line was all on the same program. And when you came along, they knew like good and fucking well that with your spiritual crown on you, you was not going to get with all this lying and wickedness and deceitfulness and all this enemy-driven satanic shit that they doing. That's why they treated you the way they did. They knew you ain't come here to play ball with them. They knew you came here to snatch that bitch wig off and expose them for who they fucking are. Because the worst thing you could ever do for a narcissist, if you argue with them, they love that shit. Because you are gold. You are a royal king or queen. So if they can get you to argue with them, you do. I just pissed off the king. I just pissed off the queen. Ooh, I'm important. I'm somebody. No, the fuck they not. They not. They're not nobody. But what really pisses them off, when you look at them with indifference, that lets them know that they're not even important enough to get a reaction out of you. It's no concern of mine whether your family has, what was it again? Food. Ha! You should have thought about that before you became peasants. Emperor's New Groove with Yzma, Eartha Kitt. That's what it is. They would love for you to react to them. Because if you react and get angry, that shows you still care. But if you look at them like the piece of dog shit they are, that pisses them off. That's when you get you think you better than me, you stupid bitch. It don't matter what I think about you, it only matters what you think about you. You are the only person who can stop you. So when you see somebody talking like that, you know that the lights ain't on upstairs. You wasting your time. You wasting your time. But now, understanding who you are as a chosen one, you realize that everybody don't deserve your time. Everybody can't sit at your table. You're royalty. And you want to be around spiritual people who have something going for them, who care about something. You do not want to have somebody sitting at your table who, when you go to sleep, you got to worry about them sneaking in your room and killing you. Or taking pictures of you when you at home at a party just so that they can sell it to the tabloids later. Absolutely. And you know it. When you start hearing this content, you start to know if it resonates with you in your heart of hearts. Yeah, that means God's ringing the bell. He's trying to alert you to something. So I believe that, Karen. Absolutely, I believe you are chosen. Because even narcissists, they'll come in here, but the first thing they want to do is talk about something else. They always want to stop the talking because they know that everything that is being discussed, that it does not apply to them. And if you notice, when people come in here and they want to create stuff or break up the conversation, they always talk about some shit that got nothing to do with them. that got nothing to do with the conversation we having. If I was you, I would go and start looking at the characteristics and the traits of an empath. Look up the information on empaths, Karen. Empaths. And you look up the characteristics on empaths on a YouTube video and just look at the traits of an empath. If you resonate with them, empaths are chosen ones. It's just a psychology name for chosen. Because you're an empath. So if you want to look that up, look up empaths and the characteristics of an empath. And if you resonate with those, then you are a chosen one. That's what it is. If you're an empath, you're a chosen one. That's why narcissists try to feed off of your energy. Because you have a good heart, so they think they can do all kinds of evil shit and you're supposed to forgive them. And if you choose not to, well then they're going to try to assault your integrity, that you can't be a good person because you won't forgive them for what they did. Or I forgive you, but I'll be damned if you're going to come back in here and do it again. Even God put Satan out of heaven. But they fail to mention that because they misquote scripture. Because spiritual narcissists won't. They're sitting out there in the congregation and they need. You got wolves sitting next to sheep. And they tell the sheep, forgive, forgive. So that wolf can have a second chance to come back and eat your ass again. That's what it is. And the worst place is in them churches. That's why people stop going to churches. Because it's not about God, it's about the collection plate. It's about the collection plate. Guys, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not a member, please hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when new content comes available. Hit the thumbs up. Sends it up in the algorithm and lets YouTube know to recommend it to others so the Most High's word gets out and we can wake up our chosen ones. Because the narcissist does not hesitate to use a team of wicked people to come after one chosen one. Which is why this content is so important, because now the chosen ones are coming together, we're rallying behind each other, getting our strength and our numbers together, and the narcissists know they're in trouble because the wheat are being separated from the tares. You not sitting at the table with people who pretend to be your friend, but you know they snakes. Now God is taking his wheat and putting it in the barn, and all those narcissists, all those tares are going to be left here to burn. And guys, if the Most High moves you and you can contribute, down in the description, Cash App and PayPal are the best ways. Cash App, $ Anthony Young, 1978. PayPal is at Intuitive Anthony, 1978. There's a GoFundMe down below. I'm battling stage 4 cancer. If you could share that on your social media, Facebook, or wherever you go out online, it gets the word out there, and people helping with that also makes it a little easier on me. Yes, I appreciate that so much, Karen. See, when you encounter something odd about a person that you just met, or just getting to know, and you were kind of like they click out the side of their mouth. They didn't mean for you to hear it, but you heard it. The Most High saying, okay, you got a problem here. You got a problem here. Don't go against your gut by saying, oh, don't put your good nature on that person. Because that's what Chosen Ones have had a problem with. Because I'm a good person, we assume that these other people are good too. But there are people out here who are hell-bent on evil. And a lot of times they're the people that's close to you. Because you don't have to look for a killer outside the house. The call is coming from inside the house. And it's usually in their family. It's usually somebody that you spent a lot of time with. Look at Jesus, Judas, Caesar, Brutus. How many stories throughout history where the best friend is always turned on them? Like I said, the call is coming from inside the house. Because if somebody on the street told you you was a piece of garbage and said all this hateful stuff to you, you wouldn't care because you don't know that person from a can of paint. You could care less what they think about you. But the enemy is expecting it to hurt a little more if it comes from your mama. If it comes from your daddy. If it comes from your sister, your brother, or your son, or your daughter, or your grandbaby. That's why he uses people closest to you, because it can inflict the most damage. But once you realize that you are an independent person working for the kingdom of the Most High, you treat everybody like they're an outsider. Now, they can work them way they self into being in your company, but not everybody gets in there. You see what I'm saying? This is not no open door policy where any riffraff can come in, because you are precious God's light. And a lot of things want to come to the light, but a lot of those creatures you do not want to see in the light. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to come to you from all areas of the world, but it's up to you to decide who can stay and who has to go. I appreciate that, we the ones. I appreciate that. You gotta realize that you can't give your light and your energy and your love to everybody. You got a job to do here. Some people want to be in your presence just because they want to annoy you and piss you off. They want to try to dull that light. They want to put that light out. Some people want to learn from that light. Some people like being around good energy. Those people are okay to be around. But those who come in and pretend like they friends, but they say little slick shit, that kind of game, like I was talking about in the example, they're trying to get close enough to you so they can let their real nature out. But they need to build a soul tie with you. So they gotta play like y'all close to get their hooks in you. But when you notice that, immediately remove them, because that's their true face. Being nice is the mask, and it hurts them to death. That's why they can't wear the mask so long, because it kills them to be a good human being, because it's not who they are. That's why every now and then some slick shit slides out of their mouth. Not all soul ties are bad. You got good soul ties and you got bad soul ties. See, narcissists use soul ties as a weapon. Oh, you know we cousins. What's up, sister? What's up, brother? Bitch, I don't know you. They use it to make you feel like you have to put up with them, because y'all supposed to be so close. A real soul tie is, I know this person has a good heart, so I'm going to help them. And every now and then you check up on that person, or you wonder how that person's doing, because that's a good person. That's a soul tie. But a bad soul tie is saying that we cousins and that we people and we close, and then I'm going to treat you like shit, but you ain't supposed to walk away from me and you supposed to allow me in your life because we cousins. That's a bad soul tie. Narcissists take everything and use it for evil. But as you know, our Father, the Most High, can take wickedness and use it for good. So everything they put us through, we are now educating other people and building a community. And that's where we're shining our light. And you know them narcissists don't like that shit, but fuck them. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And it's really amazing when you think about it, because they have knowledge. They just chose to use it for evil. Just like Satan. He had knowledge given to him by the Most High, but he chose to use it for evil. They are of their father, the devil, and the work and lust of his heart they will do. And once you understand that on the spiritual battlefield that is earth, not those NPCs walking around watering the grass, they Sims walking in the garages and shit like that. Not them. Those are just decorations. The spiritual war that's going on here, the ones where people can't understand why you so intense, or they say you doing the most, because they haven't been trying to murder you every day of your life like they've been trying to murder us. You see what I'm saying? Some of these people are walking around in a haze. They're neither hot nor cold. The narcissists walk right by them because they have no value. The narcissists won't shoot because you are the child of the Most High. They can never get back into heaven again, but if they can get in your presence, they can feel the light of heaven through you, but it always makes them mad because they know they will never go back, so they eventually turn and attack you, because you are going to have an opportunity at the joy, peace, and love that they will never fucking have. That's what it comes down to. That's how they can love you and hate you at the same time. But once you know the person is capable of that kind of hatred, You don't want nothing to do with them. So when you see them and they say something that's a little off, there's your answer right there. That's their true face. Them being friendly and positive and optimistic, that's the mask. That's the mask. All right, guys. I'm going to end the video there. I've been over an hour. Well over an hour. But I wanted to come and talk to you guys. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification if you just subscribed. Hit the thumbs up, guys. And whether after the live, if the Most High moves you to contribute, please do. Down in the description, Cash App and PayPal are the most efficient. Cash App, $ Anthony Young, 1978. PayPal is at Intuitive Anthony, 1978. Hopefully, the Most High will move you and you'll send something in after the video. But do not be afraid to share this video on your social media, guys. But until I talk to you again, guys, if you like it, I love it. But these narcs out here, cold-blooded, y'all. Have a good one. Peace. Yep. You're right, Karen. Watch them churches. Y'all have a good one.